All right, man.
Hey.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first episode of the Basement Podcast with your host, Nocturnal.
Hey.
Tonight, we have a very special guest in the basement, a Hamilton legend, man. The dude has plaques up in his basement walls.
Plaque.
A plaque.
plaque.
Yeah, but soon to be plaques, like you said.
Soon to be plaques. I think we're going platinum this
We're
year.
going platinum this year, boy.
Yeah.
Like, who else does that in Hamilton? I don't know. I don't think anyone else. We got Matstubs in here, man. That's the first way to start it up. How you been, bro?
Been good. Been doing same old. Getting the releases going. Yeah. How you been? Starting up the basement. Me and my brother were talking. We're like, what if Ben blows you up? It's like, yo.
You know what? Because
Oh.
when was the last time I seen you, bro? Probably like last October, right? No, I
No,
seen you a couple months ago because we
no.
did another podcast interview.
We did take one, but I swear I've seen you before that. No.
No, that was the first time I seen you, probably in probably a year since the last time I seen you at the Halloween party where you're like where they're holding your ass up.
Yeah, where I ended up in the hospital.
We've all been there.
Yeah. I'll drink to that.
But anyway, how you been? How's the family been and everything?
They've been good. They're on. They went on vacation. Parents like to go to Mexico. While I stay at home, make some music.
They're still in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
How long? 2 weeks?
Oh no, sorry, they're back now. Yeah,
Sure,
they're
I was
back.
gonna say
They're back.
that's been a long time,
yeah,
huh?
yeah,
Your brother's back from New Zealand.
yeah.
He was away in teachers college.
He was.
right?
So it's funny. He came back and like, we started fighting like the first day. Like, I'm trying to tell him that like the microwave is broken and like if you put anything in it, it's gonna explode. And like, you can't put on the toaster oven and the microwave at the same time.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, so I was trying. I was trying to cook something in the toaster oven, and he comes and he's trying to cook something in the microwave. So there's already like a battle there, right? And like I'm like, Anthony, like don't put anything in the microwave, like it's gonna explode. It's been exploding, like it's been sparking up. And he thought I was just trying to make him not eat anything because I'm trying to cook my food. Yeah, it's exactly what he said. He's like, yeah, yeah, right. I was like, all right, man. So he puts it on. And the microwave just starts going. It starts exploding, and he ran so fast. I had to turn off his microwave
So
because he dipped out of
he
the
would have
room.
lit the whole crowd on fire.
Yeah. He would have left the house for his own well-being.
In terms of music, you haven't dropped like a lot of music, but you just dropped something last night.
Yeah. So it's been some time, but
Yeah. How'd that go?
back.
Who were you working with? What was his name?
Arfin.
Okay, I didn't want to mispronounce it.
Yeah, it's Arfin. So it's tough. His name is actually like Amir Hussein. So it's like
I was gonna say Riffin.
yeah,
Riffin. Riffin. I'm not trying to like fuck up his name though.
Yeah, his name's Arfin, and he's from Iran, and it's crazy like all the stuff that's going on too. You know what I mean? Like with the whole, I don't know if you heard of it. What's going on? Just like
Oh, I've heard of it. I think everyone's heard of it.
yeah, the World War III hashtags on Twitter. You know, but it's interesting because like I speak to him like almost every day. And it's cool to have like a first-hand experience, you know, like what are they getting shown in Iran, like on the media and all that. And it's so different to like what we're getting shown here. Yeah, but it's good. Like we made some music together and we released it on.
So is
Trap
he
Nation.
another producer or is he a singer?
No, he's a producer.
Producer,
Yeah.
So you fucked with some of his shit before?
Oh
that,
yeah,
right?
we've known each other for about 6 years now.
True. All right, yo. Let's go back to the early days here. The back in the high school days, man. The BT days. For all the BT kids listening out there. I used to spend all my weekends in this guy's basement with his brother, you know, playing 2K. Who knows what we were doing. But that whole time, bro, where were you?
I was right there, no?
You were right there, but where were you at, bro? You're at that fucking computer, bro.
I literally live on it.
Live on that computer.
I try to get out as much as possible. Like, I look forward to getting out. I mean, even, like, the past couple of months, I look forward to, like, getting up and, like, even just, like, driving to, like, Tim Hortons. Because it's, like, anything, like, computer's good. It's all for work. I try not to, like,
You don't have a lot of leisure time on it.
I try not to. I mean, it's so hard to get sucked in with all the distractions. You know what I mean? You get in
But
that.
I feel like you're pretty locked in. You know what I mean? You know what you want to do.
Yeah. If I have a goal and, like, I'm, like, dead set on it, then, like, nothing will stop me from that.
So how did you first start with music? Was it always music for you from the beginning, or what were you into, like, creatively?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, with all musicians, it's like, oh, I've done like music from like a very young age or whatever, which I did. I did like piano, I did some guitar and shit like that. And then I got into like the dubstep. Do you remember that whole phase where
Before
like
that, Stubbs Effects.
Stubbs
right?
Effects? I'd show people how
Type that shit in, bro.
type
Stubbs
that in
Effect
YouTube
on YouTube.
if you want to cringe a little bit.
It's not cringe. I feel like it's
cool.
You know what? No, you know
It's
what it is?
history.
It's cringe because you're young, but
Yeah,
I feel like in terms of the content that you put out, it's not cringe at all because it's actually like helpful to other people. Don't you think?
So exactly.
The cringe shit I put out is no, never mind.
Say it. No, 100%. But I understand that in like so. I used to teach people how to like edit videos, like do special effects, because I used to be I used to be very like into editing movies, so I'd make movies all the time, and like it turned into like a YouTube channel where I teach people how to make like special effects and all that kind of stuff, like gunshots and like muzzle flashes, like
The muzzle flash, and you know what the classic one is? I remember. Who was it, man? Where they took the shovel and they smacked your head.
yeah,
and
that was
exploded
me.
with it.
That was
And
me.
and you know what? You know what you used? A watermelon.
No,
Was it
no,
not a
no. I
water-
used a water balloon that was
Oh, it
filled
was a
up
water
with
balloon
red.
with red.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
red. Yeah. That was cool. That was with After Effects. So like Adobe After Effects is a program that a lot of people use for video editing, and back then obviously, you know, I was like 12, 13 years old. But I didn't have enough money to like buy it. Obviously, it's like thousands and thousands of dollars. So I pirated it, or I didn't pirate it. I bought it off of eBay. And I honestly thought I was just getting a good deal. I bought it for like $100, like $50 or something like that. But honestly, all it was like a pirated version of Adobe After Effects.
That's what we were talking about last podcast. I was saying something like, if you really have a passion for it and you want to go get it, then like, because some of these programs are like three to four bills, like they're expensive. Like just go get it like under the table.
Exactly, and like obviously once you know, if you do make it, you know what I mean, or you make enough money from like what you're doing where you could support the developers, because like I'm a programmer too, and like I know exactly how much work goes into software, you know, like web apps and like there's like development like that, and like it's a lot of work. So it kind of sucks that like that can just be kind of like stolen, because it's so easy to access it on the internet. But like once you are set, you know, it's good to go and support the developers or the people who.
Did you start programming stuff? Was that around the same age as
I used to be like big into like game design, so like making like video games. So that was like still back when I was like 12, 13. Like I just dabbled into it. I wasn't smart enough to understand programming at that time. Brain was still developing.
But you're interested.
Yeah. So I just kept getting interested in that. Eventually, like it went into like web development, and then I got back into like game development. Like learned like JavaScript, like Python.
Is that what did you go to school for?
Computer engineering.
Okay, so something along those lines.
Yeah. I didn't. I left because all I did was work on music and
yeah,
get high.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Smoke the pot. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. A couple years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, like they'd still look at you funny.
Big stigma.
But then again, man, all it is the seniors, bro. They're tripping, and then it goes down to our parents, because like obviously back in the day, like smoking pot, like they thought it was crack.
Yeah.
You're smoking that shit. You know what I mean? All the hippies. But like nowadays, bro, they'll still look at you funny, the older people. But
oh yeah,
it's
I mean, at the same time too.
Man, there's proven medical studies that it's healthier for you than alcohol.
But like, and at the same time, like I would never want to like condone it.
I think it's just a stigma because it's like smoke just associated with cigarettes.
It could be something like that. But like at the same time, I don't want to be one of those people that are like, oh, like it cures cancer and it's good for you. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's like I definitely have seen like the negative effects of marijuana, and like it literally makes my brain slow. Like I feel my neurons firing, trying to get from one side of my brain to the other side of the brain. Like I can't make music on it. I can't program on it.
It doesn't help your creative process.
No.
It doesn't make things sound better than really.
So if I ever when I do smoke, then I will make stuff when I'm sober, and then I'll experience it in other states of mind, whether I'm like drunk or like whatever. But
I see a lot of people just get stoned when they're making music professionally.
yeah. I mean, to each their own. If that's what makes them. Sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I shouldn't say everybody.
It's more like fun, but like the next day, like I'll wake up like sober.
And it's shit.
And then, like I'll listen to it. I'm like, what the fuck did I just
Fair
make?
enough. You can make it way crisper and more attention to detail.
Yeah, I'm just so driven. Like when I'm sober, it's like I don't eat for like like hours and hours. Like I don't sleep. Like
Yeah,
I'll
this
go through
dude,
the
man,
whole
this
night.
This guy's in the basement, man. Whenever I'm in there, man, I just see the spoon and the peanut butter can.
Not
the Kraft
anymore.
peanut butter. That's all, bro. That's all. This is all this guy used to eat.
That
Peanut
was a
butter. I
bad
was like,
time.
man, like
Peanut
this
butter
guy's
on a
tripping.
spoon.
No macros, no
Just
nutrition
get that.
value over in this guy's body. He's
Straight, it's
tripping
like my
out.
gasoline is just put peanut butter in me.
And peanut butter. That's all it was. Just spoonfuls of peanut butter by the keyboard. Anyway, it's true though.
It is.
All right. Anyway, so back to the Stubbs effects. How did that translate? It start. You know, your interest start going into music,
Right.
and music production.
Honestly, I don't really remember. I think it was like back with one of my exes. I think I was like dabbling in music there. I was always dabbling in like dubstep and whatever, but she's like, I knew she liked like Sweet Child of Mine, like that. That's one of my favorite songs. So I started like messing around with it like electronically.
I feel like that's your whole your whole family's theme song.
Yeah.
Anthony
Like
loves that shit.
yeah,
Bro.
yeah, my dad loves it too. But yeah, so I started like messing around with that, like just basically trying to like impress her or whatever. And then but like I was always like into it, like just dabbling with like the dubstep. Like I'd hear like the dubstep. I just fucking I love that shit. I fucking like snorted dubstep every day. Like I
Dubstep,
just
yeah.
listened to it
That was the thing.
nonstop.
Yeah, back in the day, it was huge. When we were in high school,
Yeah, yeah.
Dubstep was
And I-
huge, bro. EDM, everything.
yeah.
Remember, fuck, what was that? That one thing that everyone went to in Toronto, bro.
Oh, Identity Fest.
Swedish House
Oh
Mafia.
yeah, I saw
concert.
them. I was there. I was
You
there.
did? Yeah, I remember everyone went to that thing, man. And I was tripping. I was like, I was staying at home or whatever. I didn't go out much in high school. I was like, man, I think I should be going to that shit, man. Everyone's
They
going.
broke up after that.
Yeah.
Shit,
See, I
man.
don't know shit about EDM
Yeah.
or dubstep. I'm more of a rap guy.
True. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you much about it. Like I don't follow it. I just make it.
Yeah, you just make it. Yeah. So like, so that means like it's all like independent kind of sounds that you're getting and stuff like that. Like you don't take any inspiration from other EDM.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Like,
Who your favorite dubstep artists, or do you have some or
like
no?
I used to. Yeah, like the good old Skrillex, like good old like Apache, like all these guys like Boragor. Like I always listen to like all these hardcore dubstep guys. I think I don't know. It kind of has that like rock, like heavy, like metal, like rock kind of like vibe, like the energy with it. But then eventually like it transitioned into like trap. I remember my buddy actually, so like him telling me like back in high school, this is before trap was even like popular. He's like, man, he's like, there's this new genre coming around. It's like, it's called trap. Like you should like start getting into that. And I'm like, you know what? I started looking it up and I'm like, dude, this is fucking crazy.
Like trap in terms of like the
like
the
EDM
rappers?
trap, sorry, EDM
Okay.
trap. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
I feel like the EDM kind of took over the trap like name.
Hey, in terms of the trap, like for rap at least, I remember like maybe like 2010 Atlanta.
True.
Like
yeah,
Atlanta just
trap.
started. Even before that, it was Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane came out and was like,
That's
and Jeezy, Tip, Outkast. They were all huge back in the day.
I feel like that's like a different type. Like as soon as you
It
bring
is.
the
It's not
electronic,
the same.
it's like
yeah.
it's completely different.
No, it is. It
Yeah.
is. It is complete. So, what do you think the difference is then? Just harder, like.
Well, I mean, like
808s?
the genuine trap is like straight up like gangsta trap. I mean, like these
Yeah,
guys
it's like
are in
I'm
their
cook-
trap houses.
I'm,
they're cooking
I'm
crack.
cooking
or
the
whatever.
crack
exactly.
on the granny
Yeah.
stove, serving out the kilos.
Yeah, I don't relate to that, but like I
Yeah,
appreciate that. But like at the same time, when you bring in like the electronic, it just more it brings like the 808. You know that heavy like 808 bass brings it from like that trap like vibe, and then brings into like the electro.
I have a love-hate relationship with the heavy 808s because like it's so nice. I find it so nice, especially when like you can get melodic with it. Like the way you like some people lay it out is like it like creates its own kind of like melody.
Yeah.
Like,
They
it's
use
different.
The melody with the 808.
They use different 808 like notes or whatever, and it makes it sound way different, but also like murks my ears. Like I can't listen to it how I used to listen to it because like I've headphones in all the time or whatever, and like the music's too loud even in the car, bro. My ears just like they hurt after a while, so I can't do that. But yeah, that's my story, bro. Anyway, so like, how did you start to realize how your stuff was actually like solid? You know what I mean? Like I asked you this last time, but who started checking your stuff to kind of give you the okay, Matt? You know what? It's pretty good, man. It's actually not
Right.
bad. You know what I mean? You got
So
something
like
here.
a long time ago, I would literally I'd have my iPod Nano. I think it was a Nano or what was the thin
Oh
tall
yeah, I know.
one?
Yeah, it was
that
Nano.
I thought that was like
Yeah.
the box one.
Damn, bring the Nano
That
back.
was a
That's a
sick
fire
one. Yeah,
name.
the iPod Nano. So I had the
Nano?
iPod Nano, and like I would make these like dubstep beats, and I'd bring them to school, and like I'd show 'em my buddies. You know what I mean? I'd just like show 'em at like the lunch table, and be like, "Yo, like, what do you think about this?" And like, it was shit at the time. I already know that it was complete garbage, but like more lately, yeah, just like whoever's around, honestly, whoever's in my life, like I'll show them. I'll just be like, "Hey, what do you think?" To be honest, I try not to let like opinions kind of like affect it too much, 'cause like if I fuck with it, that's what's like most important to me. It's like, and that's always kind of like how I've been, and like the most success has came from like, hey, do I fuck with it? And if I do, I put it out there, 'cause like everyone's got their taste of music, right? Some people think it's shit.
Yeah, you're not doing it for anyone. You're not doing it for anyone else, just yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I enjoy like turning up to like my own shit. Like I don't listen to a lot of like the electronic shit anymore. That's why like I'm kind of transitioning into like the rap beats and like all that kind of stuff.
How do you think you got so much like kind of traction when it came to your songs and stuff and gaining that fan base?
Oh, so I talked about this before. Um, I would have like a strategy. So any time like a new song came up, like I remember like Nicki Minaj came out with like Super Bass. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, Super Bass.
Yeah. Who
Yeah.
doesn't, bro? I mean, the video.
I don't know the video.
The video was. I mean, it was decent, but that's the reason I listened to the song was the video. You know what I mean? She's like up in the she's wearing the nice clothes, up and like grinding up on shit.
But like I would,
Yeah.
so my strategy would be like I'd just take any of these new tracks that are just like popping or like just released, and I'd be the first one to remix it. 'Cause like back then, like copyright strikes weren't like really a thing. You know, it'd be like very rare that you get like copyright strikes. I remember getting a copyright strike for Justin Timberlake. It gained like it was like 2K plays in like a matter of like an hour, and for me at that time that was like really good. And then I got the copyright strike or whatever, so I got fucked with it. But that was my strategy. I would just
They're
like straight up get these new songs.
they're tight
Now
on
they
that,
are, yeah,
huh?
'cause they got content. They got
There's
algorithms and like that detect like content and can tell when like you're remixing like a new track or whatever.
Yeah, they're super
Yeah.
tight with
But
that shit.
sorry,
So
I was just gonna
no,
say.
go
So that
ahead.
was my strategy of like,
Ladies first.
go ahead. But
Yeah.
yeah, so like the strategy would be just to like take any of these new songs and just be the first one to remix them, 'cause I can pump out songs like quickly, like a day, like literally 20 like beats like 20 minutes, like. But like if I really fuck with it, I'll spend like a month on it. You know what I mean? Like I'll come back to it, see what I don't like just continuously working.
Cause I asked you this last time, man, and like I feel like EDM or like the music you're making is 10 times more complex than what. Well, I wouldn't say that, 'cause some of the beats like
For
in
rap?
rap are like
So
some of them are crazy. Some are
yeah.
crazy, but I was also saying like why don't you just, you know what I mean? Try and like make some like heavy hitting beats with the
Oh, I
808s,
do. I do.
little
I do
melody.
everything, but like
You not like sell them off, but I guess you gotta get you got everything. I guess like it's just like in every kind of thing. You just gotta know the right
exactly,
people.
yeah, it's all connections. But like at this, and I think what you were saying before is like it's in like electronic music, it's a lot more like complex with like the production. But
Well, it is. I listened to your songs today in the gym,
thanks,
and
man.
like I was like, yeah, no, of course I had to. And then gotta support Hamilton, and then I was listening to him, bro. I was like, man, these things like I can just tell this is like
It is,
complex.
and
Like it's super complex. The way like the sounds are changing so
Yeah,
quickly, and like the snares and how fast. Like I was like, man, like buddy
right.
put
So
time
the
into
reason
this.
why I believe that like electronic music is not necessarily, it is more like complex and like rap beats and like a lot of the stuff there is because in like rap beats the focus the focus is the vocals, right? So you got to leave room in your production for these vocals for like the rapper, whoever's on the track, to actually have the words, because you don't want too much shit going on at once, right? Because it confuses your mind. You need, as humans, like we recognize patterns easily, right? So we want to almost keep it simple enough where like we know what the melody is, we know what the lyrics is, we know what the flow is. And in rap, you got to make room for those lyrics. In electronic music, there's lyrics or whatever, but like it's usually like before the drop, but after like the drop, it's all synths, it's all 808s, it's all, you know what I mean?
How's it work with the with getting artists for those type of songs? Because I feel like they're just like some random
Depends. Like
people.
if I'm using like a sample pack, it was a sample pack. I'm sure like they're a good singer, whoever they are. I should probably know, but But honestly, like it's either just like I'll fuck with something, like I'll find a sample and be like, yo, like I'm using that, I'm using that sample or whatever. And but some of the times, like I will work with an artist, and and we'll mix their voice into it. We'll come up with like ideas or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, at what point did labels start becoming interested in you? Like, 'cause I know a couple of them reached out, right? What was the first
The
one?
first one was a label called Otodeo Records.
What song were they interested
They
in? Or
were
what
interested
songs?
in my song called War.
You know who they heard it from?
I don't know. I don't know how they heard. I don't know how they got.
Maybe
Yeah,
just from the net, huh?
Super powerful. But yeah, they're a label based out of France, and they flew me out to tour over in Europe and shit, and like that was dope.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you sent me that picture of you
Yeah,
at
yeah. I
Eiffel
put it
Tower.
back up on my Insta 'cause it's cool. But
That
they
was
were the
fire.
first label. And then later on, once I started doing my strategy and I started like releasing songs, like doing like remixes, that's when Universal came out, like Casablanca Records, Republic Records, and they hit me up with like the offer because of the I'd Love to Change the World remix.
Okay. So Odadeo is separate from Casablanca.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're an independent label.
Where they
Odeo's
based
an
out of?
independent.
France, right?
They're France, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Casablanca is under
Yeah,
Republic.
and they're New York, or they're worldwide, but
Okay. And didn't they invite you down
yeah,
to New York?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
was that the time?
And we talked about it last time we
Yeah.
saw the Young Money.
We did. Yeah, but
I
like
know, we
people
gotta
don't
say it
know
again.
about fucking last time. You know what? They might, cause last time would be funny, cause it'd just be like, well, fucking fuck. You know what I mean? That's all. It's just me swearing and just us saying
Exactly.
stupid shit. You know what I mean? It's
It
funny
is.
though. It's funny. Maybe I'll.
Maybe we'll
Maybe
like
one
do a
day.
little clip of it in there or some shit. But yeah, so we saw the Young Money Cash Money room in like the Universal headquarters or whatever it is in New York, which was really cool. Yeah, not even allowed to take like photos in there, which is weird. But
What's good with Young Money?
what about?
Young Money. The Young Money
Yeah,
Cash
yeah.
Money room, right?
Oh,
How
that's
was
what I was
that?
talking about. Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah. Was there
No,
any
no.
security?
I mean, like I couldn't get in without like a passport. Like I couldn't even enter like the building without it.
How many plaques on the wall?
It depends. I mean, like all the offices are in like the Republic Records like office. Like everyone has their own thing, and like there's just records everywhere. That's cool.
And they had the welcome Matstubs on the screen and all
yeah,
that.
yeah, which was
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, bro, I want to know about is the features.
Okay.
How is it getting a professional like a artist, mainstream artist on a song? How do you get Jetta?
Well, Jetta, the only reason why like I was able to work with her, like I kind of just like hit her up. It was like, can I remix like the song or whatever?
And people can be genuine
Yeah,
like that,
100%, 100%.
Where they're just like
And like, I mean, like I said, we talked about this before, but
money.
like usually when it works out, it's like as long as there's some sort of beneficial agreement between like both parties, or like what they're working on,
Where both flourish.
both flourish. Exactly. Both people can make money, man. No one's got to fuck
Both money,
nobody.
yeah.
Like, yeah, but
Yeah.
typically like I just like hit her up or whatever, but a lot of these guys, it's all connections, right? So depending on who you're asking, I mean,
is.
you pay a certain amount of money.
Th-
It's
like, How did the label deal go? Like the meeting? Were you in the
yeah,
Republic
yeah. So this
building
was our.
when you
So it
signed
wasn't
all
like they're there to like convince me or whatever. It's like, yeah, like I decided like, yeah, I'm gonna go there or whatever.
Yeah, you know,
yeah.
you told them that.
So they
Yeah.
flew me out. It
Yeah.
was cool. And they put my name up on the wall or whatever. We went and we signed the contract or whatever. And this.
Did they tell you about? Did they tell you anyway? Like we can get this person, possibly for like a single or something.
I mean,
like
like,
that?
yeah. I mean, like, there's always opportunities that come up. Like they'll say, yo, like we can get like this feature. Like I've worked with like Ellie Goulding's like vocals and shit. Like I have her on my computer with like shit that like nobody's like ever heard. Like it's cool, but like those will cost a lot, and that's like things that like only like the labels can like pay for. Like, dude, like, am I gonna pay like fucking $100,000 to like get someone featured on my shit? Like, I'm not that good at marketing. I mean, like I know a couple things, but
It's too much. I wonder how it is like for a young artist trying to get like kind of. I guess you got to do
As,
it
like, a
yourself,
young
then, huh? If you're like a young artist, you can't be getting no like
Right,
$100,000
and this
features.
is
You don't
where,
have that
like-
much money. You just gotta be grinding, and that's where they're
right.
network.
And this is
I guess
where like
you know what I mean.
kind of like my opinions have changed. It's like, dude, if you're like a young artist and like you're looking to like whatever make it with like music, you don't have the like financial like resources that like major labels do or whatever. So whatever whatever you lack in financial resources, you have to gain through like creativity. You can do so many things for $0 that will get your music out there. It's like everyone's making this music and like all they're doing is being like everybody else, you know, and like that's all it is. It's just saturated music. So
So
you
you
gotta
gotta
be
be authentic.
yeah, I mean like yeah, part of it's being authentic, but like at the same time you gotta do shit that makes people like look at you. You gotta do things that are like interesting. If you're just like tossing your SoundCloud links up on in your bio for a fucking Insta, you're just DMing like 100 people, like
Do you feel like you gotta be like super super extrovert nowadays to get on to like kind of like make it in the music industry? Like Takashi. Takashi's fucked, bro. Back in the day, but he was the hottest thing for
yeah,
probably like a
yeah.
year.
But
But he was
he was out there.
super. He was like cartoon character.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean like
But do you feel like you gotta be like you can't be super low key? Like, do you think if the music's like, say you have
yeah.
amazing music, right? Like it's fucking amazing. Do you think it will find its way?
I don't
It
think
won't.
so. At least I don't know. I think like
No. So you
and
gotta
that's what
have
I've
some other
learned is
aspect
like
nowadays,
literally
huh?
marketing, or else you know what I mean. Like not saying that like
Because you know what I appreciate? Like I appreciate people like being super low key on
yeah,
like Instagram, like what you're doing, but you just post like
yeah,
music. Like you put like you post a little music and stuff, but like I'm not trying to see the people that I don't like are like people that like post way too much. Like you know what I mean? I'm not trying to see like
true,
what you're
true,
eating
true.
for like dinner.
Exactly.
Like
No,
that's the
I know.
thing.
There's
You know what I
definitely
mean?
people that overdo it like that, but I mean at the same time too, like I'm not that good on like social media and shit like that, but that is like a big part of it. That could be the reason why I'm like not where exactly I want to be, right? Like I believe that if I took like certain decisions, I could have been like a lot further than I am like right now. Um, so yeah, I think that marketing is like a huge part of it, and like being extroverted, like you said, like
That's just you're one
yeah,
step
it
ahead.
depends the brand too. I mean, like if your brand is extroverted, then like that's what it is. I think it's more about the brand, like less about being like extrovert, and more about like like what is my brand, who is my target audience, like who's gonna like fuck with this. Like I think you could be introverted and still like succeed. You know what I mean? You don't have to be a Takashi 6ix9ine to fucking.
No. Yeah, yeah. But it's just I guess it's just like it helps. It's beneficial
Oh
on
yeah. Well, I mean, like who do you
some
look at?
parts.
Do you look at the guy that's sitting in the corner? You look at the guy that's fucking.
But that guy in the corner, yeah, yeah, exactly. But the guy in the corner could be fucking stupid in terms of like
He
if music
could.
or
He could.
like video production or something. You know what I mean? And then he just has the work to speak for it. But then again, it won't get out there because
Dude,
he's
like
not
if a painter makes an amazing painting and like in his room and hangs it up on his own wall, doesn't take no pictures of it, then it's not gonna get to anybody. You know, like do your work a favor and try to get it to as many people as possible, right?
fair enough. So in terms of, like your label deal, like how do you like it? Do you think it's solid or you're still? Because are you in a label deal right? Like
Yeah, like
label
I'm with
contract right now or
Casablanca.
no?
I'm with
You
like
are.
Republic, right?
You're still with them, huh?
It's good.
How's it
It's
now?
good because it's flexible. I can kind of like release whatever I want, which is the reason why I was able to release on Trap Nation. But yeah, so I got my 2 tracks there. It's like they each got their own like that's why they're labels because they label like the different types of like music. So for example, if I'm making like trap EDM beats, that might be more suitable for Trap Nation, Lowly Palace. If I'm making more like things that Casablanca would put out, then I would give it to them first. I run all the music by them and be like, are you interested in this? And like if they're interested in more like house beats or whatever, like radio things that are gonna be like hits, then like they'll take that. And then if I'm doing more like my own releases, kind of things that are more like independent, I'm allowed to do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have like some funding for like recording stuff or whatever? They give you a little money like, just for like say you're in a
Well, it
professional, like,
depends. It
studio
depends
or
if my
something like
release
that.
is with them or not. So if they're like, "Yo, like we want to roll with this one," then yeah, of course, like they'll do recording. Like I don't do like recording myself. That's when I'd get like a feature or whatever, right? So, but yeah, when it's the self releases though, it's all me. It's just like
True. So if you, like I said, man, like you got all these plaques out, like
we
you
got
got two,
one class.
cause one's
One's
coming.
coming.
Oh yeah, but one's coming.
It's the
We'll
same
be
one.
yeah, we'll be humble. But if you had say you're up and comer in like the music industry, and like a brand new artist was just about to sign a record deal, how would you have it laid
How
out?
would I have it laid out?
Yeah. Like what 3 things would you ensure that you
A lawyer to read it. I mean,
True.
it depends. Like, you just got to think about it logically. Like, if you're gonna sign away,
But I always feel like record labels like they want to own you, right?
100%.
In terms of lawyers, they'll have the best lawyers. They're
Exactly.
gonna
Like,
toss shit underneath the table.
yeah.
Everything's all pretty for the first year. And then
Exactly.
you're fucked. We own you,
And
and we
dude,
taking all
I
your
was
money
listening
from
to,
your songs.
like a documentary about it, and it's like they literally put you in debt. Like, some of them, they put you in debt, so that you have to continuously like create records in order just to get out of the debt. You know what I mean? But they know what they're doing. I mean, like, they're the top for a reason, right? So but I was gonna say, anything that, like, I still believe that, like, the individual, like an artist, can make up financially. I think they could be creative and make up for what they don't have financially. I think they can just do it through creative means. 'Cause, like, a lot of them do that, you know what I mean? A lot of them, like, blow up off of, like, some, like, meme or, like, something crazy that they just posted on the internet. You gotta have the balls to do it, though.
Straight up. All right. This shot's staring at me for the past, like, how long? I don't even know how long we've been doing this, probably 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes.
Nice.
I take this, bro.
All right. I'm gonna chug this back.
Let's get it. First episode of The Basement, man. You know what I mean? The boy Matstubs, the legend. In here. That's why I also want to touch on other, like, Hamilton artists, like we did last time. Last time was funny, though, man. Like, the way we were talking, but...
Yeah, this is take 2. Take 1.
Yeah, talk to them about take 1.
Take 1 was fun. It was a really good time. I feel like we're just getting into it and, like, we're figuring out what not to say.
AKA, the boy was a little nervous, had a couple drinks beforehand.
Yeah, right.
Matt comes. Oh, there's a case of Corona in the garage. Let's get it.
We just got hammered and
Was stupid.
said some things.
And it's yeah.
That's what I mean. And that's why it's like I'll never say no to, like, Hamilton, because obviously this is like a completely new thing. It's like, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are gonna be like, "Yo, what's Ben doing?" But, like, bro, this is where I'm from. You literally live like 10 doors down from me.
Listen,
Obviously, I'm gonna come
I mean,
out.
I was
and,
saying
like,
that, man. I was like, there's the thing is with Hamilton, I find like everyone's like, excuse me,
it's okay.
everyone always trips out because I guess in order to make it or in order to be successful, you can't be here. You know what I mean? You got to
So
go
sad,
to.
I know.
You know what I mean? You got to go to
Yeah,
Toronto or you
yeah.
got to go to LA. You got to hit New York. You got to go somewhere else. But I feel like there's so many people here that you can just like connect with and got something going for themselves. That like why you
Yeah.
running for it? That's how I feel.
Yeah,
Why you
exactly.
running from
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
Embrace it and make something of it, and then
100%.
that's it. But who am I to say something, right? Like this is just the first episode, and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's more so, it's better like if other people like say it that have like a platform. You know what I mean? Like, you're in Hamilton. You know what I mean? You can still make it, bro. Like, cause like this you just said, bro. You're about to get a platinum plaque, right? Probably this year,
Yeah,
in 2020 for sure, right? Like straight out Hamilton in your basement, basically.
Yeah, basically.
You know, people don't gotta go to fucking like LA and shit.
Do wherever.
I guess like it's good like
Connect.
business
yeah.
savvy. But in terms of if you really want it, you just gotta grind it out. I think that's what it comes
And
down
you
to.
gotta be smart. You gotta be
grind that
smart
shit
about
out.
it. You know, you can't just like do what everyone. Like, same thing. You can't do what everyone else is doing.
You gotta take some risks.
Take risks. Take some fucking risks. I know. But yeah, that's a sad thing. It's like you gotta like, oh, I don't want to rep like Hamilton. Like, I'll rep Hamilton.
I will.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Straight up. Since the Brian Mello days, remember that?
Brian
Green Up?
Mello. Yeah, I actually do.